thing drives me nuts because that guy's on steroids.
Well,
just shut up.
Well, so
I know he's eating really healthy. It's clear he's eating all these animal foods, and he's eating organ meat, which is very rich in nutrients. Well, that's true, but he's dodging the main bullet.
And then Liverking says,
saying that you eat liver and that you do some of these ancestral tenets, and Joe Rogan said something to the effect of, I don't think he's doing any of that. He's got an ass full of steroids, that guy. Joe Rogan's also usually pretty high on his show. Like, what do you think of that comment?
I mean, that in and of itself, I go to run the Liver Queen again. This guy that I hold in the absolute highest regard, irrespective of the light he's painting me in. Look at how happy I am.
so what is it exactly? Is the guy natural or not? So before I start, this is not necessarily a natty or not. This is just because there are enough videos out there on YouTube saying natty or not, juice or not, proof he's on steroids, blah blah blah. In this video, I'm going to talk about what I think, and I'm gonna teach you some stuff. So while you're here and you like this kind of content, please like the video and subscribe. I do not earn anything from YouTube and I do not sell you anything, so subscribe. Help a brother out. So let's get into this video, shall we?
How much further can I take this? How much more can I optimize? And then this becomes your responsibility. You guys, I'm living the best years of my life. I'm 45 years old. I feel, I never knew that life could be this rich. And what I want to tell people is there's no such thing as peaking when you're younger. Your best years are so far ahead of you. People underestimate what they can do over a longer time horizon, and almost everybody overestimates what they can do in 6 months, right? Stick to it. But how much you want to bet? You start with something small, you feel the difference, and now you're convinced. Again, this.
Look at him sitting there. You see Mark Bell looking at his abs and his crazy physique and thinking, how can you be natural? How is this possible? His abs are literally looking at him straight in his face.
Again, this thing is not like some half-baked thesis that I have. This is the way that our early ancestors have lived for millions of years. And I'm just saying, if they did this, we should think about doing it too, because they're kicking our ass.
Look at the guy laugh. And to be honest, guys, I do really, really respect Liverking. I like his message because on a lot of things he is right. Eat more liver. And I do not mean to eat it raw, but you can eat liver. And what I hear all the time is, liver tastes like garbage. Liver doesn't taste that well. But truly, liver is one of the most nutrient-dense foods on this planet. I ate it a lot, but then liver from a lamb, also very high in certain nutrients. And which nutrients that are very important to me is choline, and choline is very hard to get from your diet only if you're not eating liver. Well, you can, but it's pretty hard, and choline is very, very important for your brain function, for example. So for me, as an entrepreneur, for example, I need some brain power, man. I need it. But next to that, it's also full of other nutrients, and I really like the message. And yes, lots of people in the 2000s, I don't know how it was in 1900, but I can tell you it was better because right now we are drinking from plastics, etc. It contains estrogens, and even in tapping water there are estrogens from women's piss. And it's not that I necessarily mean that estrogen is bad, all right? Estrogen is important. It's very important. It helps regulate your cholesterol, for example. If you have very high cholesterol, it could serve as a problem. And of course, you need the right balance of LDL and HDL cholesterol, but HDL is then the good cholesterol, high density lipoprotein, and low density lipoprotein, LDL, HDL. Do you get it now? That's why they call it the good and the bad. But I really like his message. The guy's doing crazy stuff. And even though, let's just say he's blasting his face off, I can tell you that most guys that are blasting their faces off cannot get a physique like that. Gotta work very hard. Look at the guy, look what he's doing. Most of you guys are not doing that.
Oh my goodness, I mean, I didn't know how deep this could possibly go. For the record, I haven't taken it, and I don't take it. You know, and I can't wait to show more of the young Liverking. I think I told you this yesterday. We were just looking, I think the day before, maybe it was yesterday, at pictures, and they showed me this picture that I was really embarrassed of. It was a video because I was posing. And I never thought anybody would ever see this. I mean, I didn't even know that it was recorded. But I was like, oh my God, how long ago was this? This is about 10 years ago. And I'm like, I look pretty similar 10 years ago to how I look right now. I was probably leaner. But what I want to say is this. He said that I had an ass full of this. What I wanted to say back is, what I have is 35 years of hard fucking work. Before I was 10 years old, I've been training. For most of these years, I never took a single day off. And we were proud of that. I didn't take Christmas off. I didn't take Thanksgiving off. For the latter years, I've been working out twice a day. And I'm just gonna face it head on. I don't touch this stuff. I've never done this stuff. I'm not gonna do this stuff.
What stuff?
The ass full of steroids that he talks about.
You've never taken steroids?
Never taken steroids. I've never done PEDs other than prioritize, execute, and dominate in life. The other day, somebody said something about growth hormone. Somebody said something about insulin. Somebody keeps going off on the deep end and saying, what about designer drugs that nobody can fucking detect?
So, to be honest, he's not natural. Let's be honest. I think most of us know that. But it's funny how he says it. I never took an ass full of steroids. I never took drugs.
And there's all these peptides too, right? Oh my goodness. I mean, I didn't know how deep this could possibly go. For the record, I haven't taken it, and I don't take it. And I can't wait to show more of the young Liverking.
I have no idea, like, there were so many things that you could use, peptides, compounds that aren't even being detected. They exist. Dan Bilzerian even talked about it in More Plates, More Dates, his podcast. Very, very crazy. There are certain things on the market that nobody can detect. It's like, look at, for example, trenbolone, all right? It's derived from nandrolone, okay? So it's a 19-nor. It's derived from 19-nor testosterone, yeah? Okay, so it's chemically adjusted. Believe me, there are people, crazy people with crazy brains that are doing this shit. And yes, maybe it's not on the market yet, but if you have a lot of money, you can get anything. Money is power, let's be honest. That's the truth. But what I noticed, what he said here, was I never took PEDs, growth hormone, insulin, blah, blah, blah. But most smart people would not consider testosterone as a PED. It's not a PED. It's a bioidentical hormone. Your body treats the injectable testosterone the same as your normal testosterone. For real. The testosterone you inject literally does the same thing as your own testosterone. But then you can decide how much you take. He's on TRT at least. At least he's on TRT, trust me. And he's not mentioning, I am not on TRT or testosterone. But I think there are videos out there that he maybe said that, but it's funny how he mentions it, you know? It's like lying, but also not really lying. And imagine this. You can blast yourself for 3 years or 10 years, come off, and trust me, you will lose gains for sure. But you will keep a lot more gains when you're natural again. That's how a lot of fake natties out there do it. They say, I am natty, but back in the past they blasted. When you blast, when you use steroids, you build up new myonuclei cells. And in those cells, you can induce hypertrophy on those cells to get a bigger muscle. That's the same thing with like muscle memory. Like you can train and you can come off and train and it comes back very quickly, right? It's the myonuclei that stays. When you build muscle, that's the hardest thing. Building that myonuclei. Myonuclei. I hate that word. Myonuclei. Alright? But even if he blasted, he could have kept the myonuclei and he would, trust me, he would look much better than he was natural. Trust me. If you have blessed for so long, like, come on. Every guy knows that when they blasted and came off, that they kept more gains, and if not, they did something very, very stupid, or they blast maybe for a month or two, I don't know. But if you blast for a long time, you could keep a lot of gains, and this is what a lot of fake natives out there do it. And that's how a lot of fake natives out there do it. So what I think is very funny, it's so easy to prove it. Yes, you can circumvent it, etc. Show your luteinizing hormone, follicle stimulating hormone the moment you heard you're not natural. If you're not natural, it's so easy to do. It's fixed like that. And it's even interesting to know what it is. How is your luteinizing hormone, follicle stimulating hormone? And you think by yourself, what is that? What is that? I explained in the Tongat Ali video, I gone into depth about that. If I explain now, this video is going to take so long, and you're going to skip the video, and you're not going to subscribe, you're not going to like. So, yeah. Pretty interesting. But to be honest, I don't think he's natural, man. It's just I just can't imagine, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And if you like this video, like it, subscribe, and I see you next time, guys. Much love.